The tragic and untimely death of Scott Anthony Gastal, a victim of clerical abuse, has sent shockwaves through the community and reignited the painful conversation surrounding the Catholic Church's handling of sexual abuse allegations. His story, one of immense courage and profound suffering, deserves to be told, not just as a news report, but as a testament to the enduring impact of childhood trauma and the systemic failures that allowed it to flourish. Gastal's life was irrevocably altered at the age of 11 when he bravely stepped forward to testify against his rapist, Father Gilbert Goth. This act of courage, in the 1980s, was unprecedented. A young boy, facing the formidable power of the Catholic Church and its legal apparatus, chose to speak truth to power, a decision that would ultimately help shape the course of the Church's reckoning with its dark history of sexual abuse. His testimony was not merely a legal act. It was a defiant cry against injustice, a powerful voice shattering the silence that had protected abusers for far too long. Before Gastal's public testimony, the Diocese of Lafayette, Louisiana had already paid out over $4 million in confidential settlements to 9 families whose children had been molested by Goth. This staggering sum highlights the extent of the problem and the Church's willingness to bury the truth, prioritizing its reputation over the well-being of its victims. However, Gastal's family, refusing to be silenced, pursued a lawsuit against the diocese, highlighting the Church's egregious failure to protect children from Goth's predatory behavior. Their lawsuit detailed the horrific abuse inflicted on young Scott, including an incident that resulted in him being hospitalized with rectal bleeding. The chilling irony of Goth attempting to ingratiate himself with the family by gifting a toy truck to the hospitalized boy underscores the manipulative nature of his actions and the depth of the betrayal experienced by the Gastal family. The 1986 civil trial saw the then 11-year-old Gastal bravely recount his ordeal, his testimony a stark contrast to the carefully constructed narrative of the Church's defense. Remarkably, Goth's defense attorney, Ray Mouton, later played a pivotal role in acknowledging the scale of the clergy abuse crisis. He co-authored a 92-page manual designed to guide the Church in addressing the widespread abuse, a stark acknowledgement of the systemic failures that had allowed Goth and countless others to operate with impunity. Mouton later immortalized the Goth case and its consequences in his 2012 novel, In God's House, dedicating it, in part, to Gastal, whom he rightly called a pivotal figure in the fight for justice. Mouton recognized Gastal as the first child to face a bishop in a court of law, testifying bravely before a judge and jury, a testament to the young boy's extraordinary fortitude in the face of unimaginable trauma. The ripple effects of Gastal's testimony were felt far beyond Lafayette. The 2002 Pulitzer Prize-winning Boston Globe investigation, which exposed the systematic cover-up of child sexual abuse within the Catholic Archdiocese of Boston, brought the issue to national attention. Gastal's story became a poignant symbol of the enduring consequences of such abuse. In the aftermath, he openly shared his struggles with post-traumatic stress and insomnia, honestly recounting how the trauma had impacted his ability to maintain employment and build a stable life. His vulnerability in sharing his struggles served as a stark reminder of the long-lasting effects of such abuse, extending far beyond the initial act itself. The recent, violent death of Scott Anthony Gastal is a devastating blow. He was found brutally beaten, succumbing to his injuries 9 days later in a Lafayette hospital. This tragedy not only robs a community of a courageous advocate, but also underscores the vulnerability of survivors and the long shadow cast by the crimes they endured. His death serves as a tragic reminder of the urgent need for continued vigilance in protecting children, holding perpetrators accountable, and providing comprehensive support for survivors. Scott Gastal's legacy extends beyond his individual fight. It is a symbol of the ongoing struggle for justice and healing for countless victims of clerical abuse. His courage, his perseverance, and his unwavering commitment to truth should serve as a beacon of hope and a driving force in the relentless pursuit of accountability for the Church's failures. His story must not be forgotten. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and a somber reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked power and the vital importance of safeguarding the most vulnerable among us. The fight for justice and healing continues, fueled by the memory of Scott Anthony Gastal and the countless others whose lives have been irrevocably scarred by clerical abuse. Let his story serve as a call to action, demanding accountability and ensuring that no child ever experiences the horror he endured.